And thank you for the Kirtan Prabhuji. Love this tune of Bada Hari Prabhu. Always reminds me of Sadhu Sangha. So thank you again, Prabhuji. So today we will cover the chapter 5.6. Um, Wait, let me share my screen. I hope it's visible. Let me know if my screen is
It is
not being shared.
it is visible, Mataji.
Awesome. Thank you, Prabhuji. So today we will cover the chapter 5.6, the activities of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. So there are 19 texts. So I think two devotees can read it, 10 and 9 each devotee. So any volunteers? No poor, no poor. Yes. Thank you.
But asked Shukadev Goswami, my dear Lord, for those who are completely pure in heart, knowledge is attained by the practice of bhakti yoga, and attachment for fruitive activity is completely burned to ashes. For such people, the power of mystic yoga automatically arises. They do not cause distress. Why then did Rishabdev neglect them? Srila Shukadev Goswami replied, my dear king, you have spoken correctly. However, after capturing animals, a cunning hunter does not put faith in them, for they might run away. Similarly, those who are advanced in spiritual life, sorry, those who are advanced in spiritual life do not put faith in the mind. Indeed, they always remain vigilant and watch the mind's action. All the learned scholars have given their opinion. The mind is by nature very restless, and one should not make friends with it. If we place full confidence in the mind, it may cheat us at any moment. Even Lord Shiva became agitated upon seeing the Mohini form of Lord Krishna, and Saubari Muni also fell down from the mature stage of yogic perfection. An unchaste woman is very easily carried away by paramours, and it sometimes happens that her husband is violently killed by her paramours. If the yogi gives his mind a chance and does not restrain it, his mind will give facility to enemies like lust, anger, and greed, and they'll doubtlessly kill the yogi. The mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. Combined, these constitute bondage to fruitive activity. What learned man would put faith in the mind? Lord Rishabdev was the head of all kings and emperors within this universe. But assuming the dress and language of an Avadut, he acted as if dull and materially bound. Consequently, no one could observe his divine opulence. He adopted this behavior just to teach yogis how to give up the body. Nonetheless, he maintained his original position as a plenary expansion of Lord Vasudeva Krishna. Remaining always in that state, he gave up his pastimes as Lord Rishabdev within the material world. If, following in the footsteps of Lord Rishabdev, one can give up his subtle body, there is no chance that one will accept a material body again. Actually, Lord Rishabdev had no material body, but due to Yogamaya, he considered his body material, and therefore, because he played like an ordinary human being, he gave up the mentality of identifying with it. Following this principle, he began to wander all over the world. While traveling, he came to the province of Karnataka in South India and passed through Konaka, Venaka, and Kataka. He had no plan to travel this way, but he arrived near Putakachala and entered a forest there. He placed stones within his mouth and began to wander through the forest, naked and with his hair dishevelled like a madman. While he was wandering about, a wild forest fire began. This fire was caused by the friction of bamboos, which were being blown by the wind. In that fire, entire forest near Kutakachala and the body of Lord Rishabdev were burnt to ashes. Sukadev Goswami continued, speaking to Maharaj Parikshit, "My dear king, the king of Konaka, Venaka, and Kotaka, whose name was Arhar, heard of the activities of Rishabdev and imitating Rishabdev's principle, introduced a new system of religion. Taking advantage of Kali Yuga, the age of sinful activity, King Arhat, being bewildered, gave up the Vedic principles, which are free from risk, and concocted a new system of religion opposed to the Vedas. That was the beginning of the Jain Dharma. Many other so called religions followed this atheistic system. People who are lowest among men and bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord will give up the original Varnashram Dharma and its rules and regulations. They'll abandon bathing 3 times daily and worshipping the Lord. Abandoning cleanliness and neglecting the Supreme Lord, they'll accept nonsensical principles. Not regularly bathing or washing their mouths regularly, they will always remain unclean, and they will pluck out their hair. Following a concocted religion, they'll flourish. During this age of Kali, people are more inclined to irreligious systems. Consequently, these people will naturally deride Vedic authority. The followers of Vedic authority, the Brahmanas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the devotees.
Thank you, Nupur. Sundari Sakhi and Karan Prabhu.
Low class people, due to their gross ignorance, introduce a system of religion that deviates from the Vedic principles. Following their own mental concoctions, they automatically fall down into the darkest regions of existence. In this age of Kali, people are overwhelmed by the modes of passion and ignorance. Lord Rishabdev incarnated himself to deliver them from the clutches of Maya. Learned scholars chant about the transcendental qualities of Lord Rishabdev in this way. Oh, this earthly planet contains 7 seas and many islands and lands, of which Bharat Varsha is considered the most pious. People of Bharat Varsha are accustomed to glorifying the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnations as Lord Rishabdev and others. All these activities are very auspicious for the welfare of humanity. Oh, what shall I say of the dynasty of Priyavrat, which is pure and very much celebrated? In that dynasty, the Supreme Person, the original personality of Godhead, descended as an incarnation and executed religious principles that could free one from the results of fruitive activity. Who is that mystic yogi who can follow the examples of Lord Rishabdev even with his mind? Lord Rishabdev rejected all kinds of yogic perfection which other yogis hanker to attain. Who is that yogi who can compare to Lord Rishabdev? Goswami continued, Lord Rishabdev is the master of all Vedic knowledge, human beings, demigods, cows, and brahmanas. I have already explained his pure transcendental activities, which will vanquish the sinful activities of all living entities. This narration of Lord Rishabdev's pastimes is the reservoir of all auspicious things. Whoever attentively hears or speaks of them, following in the footsteps of the acharyas, will certainly attain unalloyed devotional service at the lotus feet of Lord Vasudev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Devotees always bathe themselves in devotional service in order to be relieved from the various tribulations of material existence. By doing this, the devotees enjoy supreme bliss, and liberation personified comes to serve them. Nonetheless, they do not accept that service, even if it is offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. For the devotees, liberation, mukti, is very unimportant because, having attained the Lord's transcendental loving service, they have attained everything desirable and have transcended all material desires. Shukdev Goswami continued, My dear king, the Supreme Person Mukunda is actually the maintainer of all the members of the Pandav and Yadu dynasties. He is your spiritual master, worshipable deity, friend, and the director of your activities. To say nothing of this, he sometimes serves your family as a messenger or servant. This means he worked just as ordinary servants do. Those engaged in getting the Lord's favor attain liberation from the Lord very easily. but he does not very easily give the opportunity to render direct service unto him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Rishabdev, was fully aware of his true identity. Therefore, he was self sufficient and he did not desire external gratification. There was no need for him to aspire for success, since he was complete in himself. Those who unnecessarily engage in bodily conceptions and create an atmosphere of materialism are always ignorant of their real self interest. Out of his causeless mercy, Lord Rishabdev taught the self's real identity and the goal of life. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto the Lord who appeared as Lord Rishabdev.
Thank you, Sundari Saki and Nopur for reading the texts so nicely. Thank you. So, before we start, let's sing the pranam mantras first. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vichakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatpatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinakarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Firstly, I'm very happy and also I'm very grateful to Jagannath Gopal Prabhu for giving me a chance to speak about this chapter. And this has helped me read and hear about the Lord. So usually I don't read or hear, but because of Prabhuji, while doing chores or whatever activities I'm doing, I heard the pastimes and lectures with which I was able to come up with something. And yes, I enjoyed a lot. Also, I would request all of you to bless me so that I can speak a few nice words and share what all I gathered. Haribol, thank you very much. So let's move ahead. So let's summarize first. So first, um, so by summarizing, I meant so that we can remain clear, and it said that when the more we repeat things, the more we learn. So I'll just skim through the previous chapters and their essence shared by devotees like Vamsidhar Gopal Prabhu shared, Manan Prabhu also shared, and Karan Prabhu. So first, first was chapter 5.3, Rishabhdev's appearance in the womb of Meru Devi, the wife of King Nabhi. So in that, Lord Rishabhdev, um, so there are many avatars of the Lord, and all of them had a purpose. And this avatar of the Lord, as Rishabhdev, also had a purpose. His shikshas, his teachings, and he tells us how to perfect ourselves. So this chapter also describes Lord Rishabhdev's appearance, and it goes on like Lord Rishabhdev's father, King Nabhi, and mother Meru Devi. They performed great austerities, and they performed yajna. And as a result of that, Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared in front of them. And and there is a description of how he looked like. So Lord appeared in front of King Nabhi with four arms. He was very bright, he was very effulgent, and he appeared to be the best, best, best of all personalities. And that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His appearance was so wonderful that by his sight itself, one can just see the Supreme, best of all personalities, supreme in all aspects. He was supremely beautiful, supremely powerful, and he was most opulent. So in all aspects, he was supreme. And besides that, he has specific symbols that no one has and no one else can display. And one example is that um, like he had four arms, and in that he carries a lotus, a conch, a mace, and a disc, Sudarshan Chakra. That is his special symbols. Also, there are symbols, of course, on the lotus feet of the Lord. So, um, so yes, the question that arises is how King Nabi and Meru Devi got to know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is standing right in front of them. So they recognized the personality of Godhead because of they as they saw the symbols uh, on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But to go deeper into this, in Vaikuntha, all the residents there have the same form as the Lord. They also have four arms, and they carry all four things uh, that I said: lotus, conch, mace, and disc. And I was listening in Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj's lecture that he was explaining that in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, when Gopkumar went to Vaikuntha, and on the gate of Vaikuntha, he saw a four-armed personality. So when he saw him, he thought that Supreme Personality of Godhead is right in front of him. So he started to offer prayers, very nice prayers like Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anade Radhe Govinda Sarva Karanakara. And while he was just speaking, that personality covered his ears, and he said, "No, no, 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 I'm not him. And he felt so embarrassed. And that there, Bhakti Charu Maharaj says that that is the true nature of a devotee. If someone says that you are the supreme personality of Godhead, that devotee becomes supremely embarrassed. He covers his ears and he like that personality said, no, 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 no. I'm not the supreme personality of Godhead, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. So hearing itself is an offense. So and and what do demons do? They say that, oh, I'm the God. So it's a demon who claims that he is God, and it's a devotee who surrenders to the Lord. So there was a demon like that who claimed to be the Lord. Can someone answer this question, that who was that demon? Any guesses?
Paundraka.
Okay. Oh yes, spot on. Yes, Pondrak. So he had two artificial arms stuck to his body, and his followers used to consider him as God. And they used to say that Krishna is not Vishnu, you are the real Vishnu. And Pondrak, being inspired by their flattery, he went to Krishna and he challenged Krishna, and he said that, give up the disc, the Sudarshan Chakra you have, give it to me. And if you don't surrender unto me, so fight with me. And ultimately, what happened? He was finished. He wanted Sudarshan Chakra, and Krishna gave him Sudarshan Chakra by chopping his head off. So, yes, going ahead, um, in the next chapter, the characteristics of Lord Rishabdev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, when Lord Vishnu came in front of Maharaj Navi and Meru Devi, they they asked for a son who is just like Lord Vishnu. Sorry, who is just like Lord Vishnu. But um, Lord Vishnu were like, there is only one Vishnu. So he himself came as the son of Maharaj Nabhi. And this is how Rishabdev, Lord Rishabdev, he were born, and he had all the qualities of Supreme Lord. And Maharaj Nabhi named it Rishabh. Why? Can someone answer? Why did Maharaj Nabhi name him Rishabh? Yes, yes, VCP. Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu.
Because he was the best.
Okay, so I gave you the answer already.
Man, I read it myself.
Okay. Yes. Yes, he was the best of all. He had the best qualities. And and yes, then he was enthroned as a king. Why? Because Maharaj Nabi saw that his son Rishabdev was popular among people, and he used to uh, think about people, he used to care about them. And this quality was in him in such a small age itself. And then one day, um, one thing that Lord Rishabdev possessed, he possessed all the qualities as he's a supreme personality. But one such quality that is discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam, the prowess, the strength that Lord Rishabdev had. Seeing that, oh, seeing that Indra got envious. So Indra, who is known for his pride, he felt threatened and he holds the reign from Rishabhadev's kingdom. So here in like I heard in one of the talks by a devotee, I forgot the name of the devotee from whom I heard. So he mentioned that that there have been instances um, that encounters have happened between Indra and the avatars of Supreme Lord, and Lord had done a few things to retaliate to Indra. But here, in Lord Rishabhdev's case, Lord was silent. He didn't do anything. He did not retaliate at all. And instead, he maintains equanimity and a very humble nature and like full of humility. And eventually, like as usual, uh, Indra realizes his mistake. And later, Lord Rishabhdev, with his mystic powers, and also because he has done so many yagyas, he has a power and makes it rain in his kingdom. Then in this chapter, it also mentions that he followed brahmachari life and then he accepted grihastha life and he got married to Jayanti and he begot 100 sons. And they both performed exemplary household life. And then in the last, he instructed his sons. And why did he instruct his sons? As they were going to be the future kings. So next in chapter 5.5, it mentions that Lord is facilitating things so that we utilize this human life. So Krishna expects us to do service to him, but instead we are using it for sense enjoyment. And that's why Srila Prabhupada has given a process. And what is the process? Um, like in olden days, everyone would go to forest and eat only dry leaves or live on just water and continue to do tapasya. And eventually, this ego, the ego that binds the soul to the body, is cut off. And then you go back home, back to Godhead. But in this Kali Yuga, it's not easy. It's not easy at all because people in Kali Yuga are in Rajogun and they need sense enjoyment. There is no Krishna. And in Tamogun also they want to do sense enjoyment. So what Srila Prabhupada did is he said the biggest thing in Krishna consciousness is, can someone answer? What is the biggest thing in Krishna consciousness? What did Prabhupada do for us? Anyone? Anyone? It's very easy. Yes, please, Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu.
It's difficult for me to think this one, but I think Prashad.
Ah. Yes, Prashad and Kirtan, and jumping and dancing in Kirtan. And he has given us so many scriptures to read, so many books. So Prabhupada has given us so much. And through this spiritual sense enjoyment only, we can go home, back to Godhead. So all this while, we saw that Lord Rishabhdev was living in a very detached way, and Lord Rishabhdev, before renouncing, he took all his sons in a sabha and he gave instructions. And and this verse is the most important verse in the fifth chapter, the first verse itself. So I'll recite it. I'll try to recite it. So Rishabha Vacha नारायण ते हो देह भाजन निर्लोके काष्ठान कामान अर्हते विदा भुजाम ये. So Lord Rishabdev says that this human body is very rare and we get this after very difficulties. So don't waste it. And in today's time, in this bautic world, when we get something very rare and with so much difficulty, what do? We don't throw it. We keep it safely, like gold and cash. We don't keep it outside. We keep it inside in our lockers. So in this translation itself, it's very clear that Lord Rishabdev told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. So then the question arises, then what should we do? So we should do tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhayed yasmad brahma saukyam tvanantam. We should do divya tap. Sorry, my screen. Wait. Yes, we should do divya tap. And we should do bhajans so that we get bhavat prapti. And in the translation also, one should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. So, what is the meaning of tapasya? So Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj once mentioned that he talked to a saint and he said that in Shastras everywhere it's mentioned tapasya, 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 tapasya. So, for example, in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3, Brahmaji says that tapasaiva param jyotir bhagwantam adhokshajam. It says that Bhagwan is adhokshaj. Understanding him is very difficult. And through tapasya only, we can gain knowledge about him. Then that saint told Gopal Krishna Maharaj that Swamiji, if we discuss about tapasya, then no one will come and hear what we are saying. So we don't use the tapasya at all. But in Shastras, it is mentioned multiple times. Like again, for example, in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Krishna says, don't lose three things. What are these three things? Can anyone answer? In Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Krishna says, don't lose three things. Yes, Jagannath Gopal Prabhu.
Yajna, Dana, and Tapa.
Yes, spot on. 7 crore. But, but yes, Yajna, Dan, and Tapasya. But in olden days, Tapasya used to be super austere, like how Dhruva Maharaj did. But again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, do kirtan, dance, and eat lots of prasad. So instead of eating just one fruit in 3 days, like how Dhruv Maharaj did, eat 3 times a day. So Srila Prabhupada attracted Americans like this by feeding them from his own sweet hands. He fed them samosas, he fed them rasgullas, and made them devotees just by feeding them Krishna Prasad. So, how to do tapasya? The question arises. So, we can do tapasya by engaging our tongue in doing japa, in doing Krishna Katha, and our favorite, eat Krishna Prasad. And we should engage our man in thinking about Krishna. And there is an example also regarding this in chapter 5.6, which we are going to discuss further. So Shukdev Goswami says that a hunter, when he captures an animal, he doesn't say that to the animal that you stay here. I'll come in sometime after capturing some more animals. Stay here. Does a hunter do that? No. So instead, what he does is he ties that animal so that it does not run away. So we should also tie our man like this. And we we can do this by engaging ourselves into service, being surrounded with devotees and get their association. So Lord Rishabdev also says that serve the saints, the devotees of the Lord, serve the devotees of the Lord. And with that, you will stay on the path of devotion. And without serving them, we can't do devotion properly. So in Bhagavatam, also in third canto, uh, Devahuti and Kapil Dev, um, we discussed this before Lord Rishabdev's chapters. So Devahuti asked her son that, and she knew her son was the avatar of the Lord, and she asked him how to get rid of the circle of this cycle of birth and death. And of course, the son was very happy and he said, "Yes, very good question." And what did he answer? He answered that we should do sadhu sanga. Also, in the same way, Parikshit Maharaj also asked Shukdev Goswami that what should we do when 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 a person is about to die? Then Shukdev Goswami said that we should seek Krishna, we should hear about Krishna. So finally, in the last chapter, we see that when Lord Rishabdev was doing yoga and sadhana, the powers of mystic yoga or siddhis came to the Lord, but he totally neglected them, totally neglected them. So in this chapter, Parikshit Maharaj questions that if someone has burned the seeds of all karma through knowledge and has become purified, sorry, and has become purified. And if mystical powers, uh, mystical powers or siddhis naturally come to such a person, then how can those powers disturb him again? So I'll repeat this question. If someone has burned the seeds of all the karma through knowledge and has become purified, and if mystical powers naturally come to such a person, then how can those powers disturb him again? So I went through a few lectures and And I also read the purport, so I got the answer. So the answer is that one takes Divya Anand in bhakti and they don't want siddhis and mystical powers. Like for example, Hanumanji didn't go to do yoga sadhana. When the bridge was built, Ramji just walked to Lanka, and Hanuman in just one huge jump he reached Lanka. How? Because the Lord gave him the siddhis, and Arjun killed everyone in Kurukshetra. And Krishna, well, Krishna is the one who did everything, but he did not take credit for anything, and he gave all the credits to Arjun. So the thing is, devotees don't chase behind Yog Siddhis. Lord Himself will give it to His devotees. When devotee only seeks bhakti, that devotee automatically gets siddhis. Similarly, like Srila Prabhupada, his Bhagavad Gita shook the whole world. So many people were turned into devotees. No one was turning into devotee in India, but here in the West, so many people have become devotees just by reading Bhagavad Gita, written by Srila Prabhupada. So, whosoever serves the Lord, siddhis automatically chase after them. So, bhakti is very valuable than yoga siddhi. Yoga siddhi is it's just like a tiny firefly, but Yogeshwar, the Lord Himself, is like the sun. So, so the chapter also concludes by offering obeisances to Lord Rishabdev, who appeared and performed beautiful pastimes and teaches the real goal of life and how to achieve it. So I tried to come up with the points that I understood well. So 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 I shared with all of you. Please let me know if I said something wrong. Please correct me and please feel free to add something to the discussion. Haribol.
So we have to answer this question, Mataji.
No, Prabhu. What I just said is I tried to come up with all the points,
Mm-hmm.
summarized it, and what all points that I was able to understand and I was able to relate with it, I shared because I didn't want to share the points which I don't understand or are too much heavy words for everyone to understand. So this is what I prepared. It was a short and crisp thing which I prepared for. So yes, please feel free to add. I'm sorry. I just took only I don't know how much time did I take, but I know I completed way early than.
No, that's fine, Mataji. It's all good. No worries. But it was very nice, and you narrated so nicely glories of so many devotees, and you know you summarized the previous three chapters also very nicely in this section, and yeah, it was very beautiful. Especially the prayers that you narrated were very beautiful. I haven't heard that tune since a long time, so it was very refreshing to hear those prayers, the Mangalacharan prayers initially that you did. So thank you very much, Mataji. Very nice. So yes, dear devotees, anything you want to add about Lord Rishabdev, about Mataji's talk, or anything in general that you want to share, or you want to ask some burning question that you are facing anything.
Vamshidhar Gopal Prabhu's hand raised, Prabhuji.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Yes, Prabhu, go ahead. Hare Krishna. You're muted, Prabhu. We can't hear you. Oh, you are
Thank you so
unmuted. Yeah, now we can hear you. Hare Krishna.
much.
Your voice is choppy, Prabhu. We can't hear you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Nupur, you can go ahead, ma, in that case.
Sorry, Paul. So my question might not make sense. My question is a bit technical. So when in that verse, when the Lord said Divya Tap, how is Divya Tap different from a tap, like normal tap? Like I don't know if it makes sense. Like what all like is included in Divya Tap? Like it's what you mentioned, like Prabhupada gave us the kirtan, dancing. I don't know if it makes sense. Like it's kind of a technical
It does
question.
make sense. It does make sense, and I did hear a few things in the classes, but I didn't include in this because they were very technical terms. Um, I heard that there were two kinds of tapasya. Um, and now I'm not able to remember it. But yes,
Yeah.
this question is very much valid. And please, Jagannath Gopal Prabhu, Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu, and all the devotees, Gaurakumar Prabhu, please take over this question because I'm not the one to answer.
Sorry. Yeah, I know it's a technical one.
I mean, in very simple terms, um,
Hmm.
Divya Tap is meant for a Divya end. It's meant for a Divya goal, right? And what is a Divya goal? A Divya goal is anything that is related to Krishna, anything that is related to the Lord. So when tapasya is performed with that higher goal in mind, that is Divya, Tapo Divyam, is how I understand it. Now, tapasya can also be performed for material gains. The yogis, they perform tapasya to gain siddhis, anima, lagima, prapti, those kind of siddhis.
Mm.
They can manifest anything anywhere. And in India, right now, such yogis are very few or rare actually. But in the previous times, there were such yogis who did a lot of magic and gained following because of that. And that is those are all Prithu adu Muritadamma. Those are all material gains actually. There is nothing divya about them because it is for oneself. It is for their own self that they do it. And even in our tradition also, we do some tapasya. We do ekadashi, for example. Why do we do ekadashi? We have to ask ourselves, do we do ekadashi
Mm.
to kind of have a rubber stamp? Yes, I'm doing ekadashi. Oh, I did nirjal ekadashi. That's it. One task over for the year, right? Now I can eat as much as I want throughout the year till next nirjal ekadashi. Is that the intention, or is the intention that, yeah, by doing this nirjal ekadashi, it's a spiritual day and I can connect with Krishna in a better way, and I can utilize it that way. So, what is the end goal of tapasya? That will decide whether a tapasya is divya or it's just some bhautik or material tapasya. Is how I
Mm.
see it. But I let the other devotees also.
Got it, Roji. Like, thank you for mentioning that. I'll just take a moment to acknowledge some things that I noticed during this, like wonderfully presented, Manjari Gopi Mataji. And I love the fact that you always bring something new, like to the to the discussions. Like last time I remembered you brought that thing where you took just a part from purport and highlighted that, like underlined that and presented that instead of like going through the whole purport. So I like that. I took it from you when I presented in my discussions later on. And today I really liked how you brought like the words and then explained the lines aligned with those verses, like the translation, just put the two lines and the next two lines and the fancy slides. I love the slides you always present, the simplicity and the meanings they convey. So I really like and appreciate that thing, the clarity they bring. And again, the like how you explained everything, how you summarized and brought the entire thing. It was easy to visualize as well when you were recite like the Bhakti Charu Maharaj, like the Gopakumar pastime. So yeah, your narration was really beautiful as well. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so
No,
much.
you
And
are being very modest.
but we
Yes. Keep going. Krishnan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna,
Hari bol,
Hare
Prabhu.
Bol. So honored to hear the inaugural class of Her Grace Manjari Gopi Mataji. First of many classes to come. First of many classes to come. So looking forward to all your classes. But let me share with you what all I heard today, or a couple of points that I took away. First
Yes,
thing that I
Prabhu.
took away was that how do you know that Rishabh Dev he's the greatest. What was the question that Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu answered? I'm suddenly drawing a blank. That how did they know that Rishabh Dev was the?
No, it was why did they name him Rishabh?
Oh, why did they name him Rishabh
Yes.
Dev? Yes, why did they name him? Because he was the greatest. So that was nice. And then the other point was about devotees not looking for siddhis. Devotees are,
Mm.
after all, only looking for an opportunity to serve the Lord, and and then they're not looking for any material benefits or any siddhis or anything like that. Um, and So that was another point. And then how siddhis are like just like fireflies, whereas the you know devotional service or Krishna is like the sun. And so
Yes,
that
Prabhu.
so that was also really nice. And I like the classes where to be very honest with you, sometimes I get tuned off when the classes become too technical, and I like classes where devotees share their personal realizations, and whatever they however the scripture or the text that they're reading has affected them personally. That 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 is what I like personally. I like because it because that inspires me to um, understand the scriptures, and then pray that the scriptures somehow inspire me like they've inspired you. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for doing that. So thank you so much, Mataji. The wonderful class.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari
Yes,
bol,
Vamsidhar
Prabhu.
Gopal Prabhu.
Yeah. Sorry, my network was there was network problem. So thank you so much, Manjari Gopi Mataji. It was amazing class in many ways, very smoothly delivered, and like you explain with your realization with Siddhanta. Like I really like that point, like how demons tell that they are God, and the devotees are like you. They are even feel embarrassed to be called devotees. So many vital points you touched. And like it was very pleasant throughout the class to hear you very happily sharing Krishna Katha and enjoying it yourself. And you talked about sadhu sangha, right? So and its importance. So from that one point, I remember like a point I heard in a recent lecture from Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. Like he mentions in his one of his class that one cannot become a pure devotee just by reading books or by hearing audio recordings. So this particular statement of Gaur Govind Maharaj is like used by Ritvik people, saying that okay, they don't consider Srila Prabhupada potent enough that just by hearing his audio lectures you can attain complete perfection. But it is not the they are, I mean, they intentionally take it in the wrong context. Basically, I mean, there is this verse, right? Sadhu sanga sarva shastra ka hai, lav matra sadhu sange sarva siddhi hai. We When we talk about this philosophy, we need to have shelter of the great devotees who are living with it, like person Bhagavatam, book Bhagavatam, as well as person Bhagavatam. That's why we need gurus like Radhanath Maharaj, Vaishashika Prabhu, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Radha Govind Maharaj, and so many pure devotees in ISKCON society. By taking shelter of them, we can personally see their character and how they act on the words of Bhagavatam, how they moment to moment live the Srimad Bhagavatam. And actually, a lot of devotees, they read books, they hear something online, and their devotional life actually starts when they come in contact with devotees, when they get actual association in person. So the personal presence of Guru, I think your class in a way stressed that, like it highlighted that, at least for me. That's how I remembered this, that the personal presence of gurus, the personal presence of devotees around you is like really, really vital. And I mean, we have to consciously think over it, appreciate it, and like absorb more and more from it. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the amazing class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Nitya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Manjari
Hare
Gopi.
Bol Mataji.
Yeah, others said I love the summary and how you mentioned from chapter to chapter, the highlighting the essence of each chapter. I really liked that. And then coming into this and also talking about like what Nupur said about, splitting that verse and going into details about that verse and drawing questions from there. Yeah, everything was very beautiful, concise, like you said, crisp, brought out the essence. Um, yeah. I mean, I like the short classes sometimes. It's all good, and yeah, and thank you for keep enlightening us. Yes, I think you already gave a class before, but like Krishna Prabhu said, this is your first class after you were given the name Manjari Gopi. So, like, yeah, thank you so much.
Actually, I would like to also give credits to my Prabhuji because yesterday when I was preparing for the class, so I discussed a few points with him, and he said that um, please don't add those kinds of points which are too technical, and that really helped me understand and recreate the entire slides and the class in that way. So yes, credits to him as well. Yes, Kalpana Prabhu.
Haribol,
Hari
Manjari
bol Prabhu.
Gopi. So, yeah, I really liked exactly the same point that you made, not speaking beyond our realization. And because you kept that mood of humility, you spoke with so much enthusiasm, and you like the so much enthusiasm, so much happiness in the delivery that you captured all of us for the 30-45 minutes that you spoke. So that was very amazing how you did it. So thank you for that. And overall, very, very nice way you summarized, because this is not an easy pastime to summarize the previous chapters. And you summarized it very well. And you brought out the importance of sadhu sangha, which I think Vamshidhar Gopal Prabhu also mentioned. So thank you for that as well. Overall, very, very nice class. You should give more classes like this.
Definitely, Prabhuji. This has helped me read more, and I was really enjoying it. I was telling my Prabhuji yesterday that I was able to hear more pastimes which I didn't know earlier. So it was very nice to hear. So yes, I'll do it more often.
Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare.
Jai.
Jagannath Gopal Prabhu.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention one thing. The point that you mentioned at last, and that Gaurakumar who also emphasized that you spoke as much as your realizations allow you. So one more great devotee actually spoke the same thing, and that is Sutta Goswami spoke the exact same thing in this 11823. I'll put that on the chat. He says, "There, O rishis who are as powerfully pure as the sun, I shall try to describe you the transcendental pastimes of Vishnu as far as my knowledge is concerned. As the birds fly in the sky, as far as their capacity allows, so do the learned devotees describe the Lord as far as their realization allows." So it's a really beautiful mood to have, that we don't speak uh, things that we haven't realized, which I also have to learn, because I tend to go into technicalities. But this is a beautiful mood, and it is exemplified by Sutta Goswami himself. So, yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up. Beautiful. Thank you. And your mother is here as well.
Where?
I just saw her join the. Yeah. Oh, wait. I just saw her. I just admitted her into the meeting.
She left, Prabhuji.
Acha. Okay. But yeah, thank you for that, Mataji. It's a nice
Thank you,
reminder
Prabhuji.
to not jump the gun.
Manan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Adaji.
Hari
Thank,
Hari Bol Prabhu. Hari Bol.
thank you for such an authentic and enthusiastic presentation. Clearly, I've read this section of Bhagavatam carefully and been meditating and absorbing in this. So I wanted to ask a question. Um,
Yes, Prabhu.
as you are studying and reading this, how are there parts of this which you find relevant and relatable in this section? Because it seems a little far out to me, the whole setup of Ṛṣabhadeva and his history, his instructions, and his renunciation, how he, at the end of his life, or not the end of his life, but after he announced his kingdom, what he did and how he acted. Um, a lot of things seems quite far out. And I'm wondering how did you feel about it? Are the things you found uh, relatable as you were reading this or thinking about it?
Prabhuji, there is not a specific answer to this question, but what I, what I can share is that um, I was listening to Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, and he was giving a class on Lord Rishabhdeva's appearance. So so mostly there were classes about his appearance only, and whatever things I could capture, I could relate it to the other chapters as well. So I was connecting the dots. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I just yeah.
Anything that you found um, that that you feel inspired to after reading or hearing this?
Um, yes, Rosie, that um the tapasya point that I shared. So I was I was very much I gave a thought about it, and I myself was thinking that after initiation I should be much more sincere towards Guru Maharaj, and and do what makes him happy, and be a grace for the Guru Maharaj. So so that was one point, and There were several points actually, not just one point, but I will have to think more about it. That what all points. Wait, I'm going through my points. Wait.
No, that's wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Yes.
Nandini and Ritesh.
Oh, Hare Krishna. I'm just reiterating what others said. It was so nice to hear that you were so joyfully speaking. We were also relishing like how she's enjoying when we are listening to you. So thank you for keeping us engaged through your playful and joyful delivery. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, thank you, dear devotees. Actually, Gaur Kumar Prabhu wants to share something. Prabhuji, are you okay to share now?
Yes, Prabhu, I'll just take 5 minutes, but Navya Lalita Mataji is here
Oh,
also.
Haribol.
Haribol Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Let's hear audio.
Oh, she's in the auto. She's going to school.
That's Hare अच्छा
मम्मी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है, आप कोई बात नहीं, आप रख दो. Actually, Pruji, she is going to school right now.
okay,
She's
okay,
in
no
the
problem. Yeah, no problem. We can send her the recording later.
auto.
Yeah. I just wanted to share 4 verses that we read yesterday in a Sangha at Bhakti Center. So I'm just going to share those verses about Sadhu Sangha only. And Manjari Gopi's class made me remember that. So I'll just read just the translation. The root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. So we discussed this verse. So this is from Madhya Lila chapter 22. The chapter is called the essence of devotional service. So here, it's not that if someone becomes advanced, that association is not important. In this verse actually says that association is important, is most essential, even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens. And then the second verse is, O my Lord, O infallible, O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universe has become eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal of the topmost devotees, and the Lord of the universe. O devotees, O you who are free from all sins, let me inquire from you about that which is supremely auspicious for all living entities. Association with a pure devotee for even half a moment in this material world is the greatest treasure for human society. And the last verse, the spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in the society of devotees, and it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens, and gradually one attains firm faith that in due course develops into attraction and devotion. So, especially this last verse also is something that by Jagannath Gopal Prabhu's leadership, we have all been able to properly discuss in the association of devotees, and it is so pleasing to hear in that association. So, thank you, Jagannath Gopal Prabhu, and thank you to all the dear devotees who have been leading these sessions so nicely. I'll stop. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Those were really beautiful verses, and yeah, thank you for the appreciation. Also, I'm not really doing much. I'm just reaching out, and devotees are so kindly agreeing and giving in, so much effort to prepare and present. Uh, yeah, very grateful to everyone. Uh, I look forward to every Tuesday actually.
I,
To
I had I had a question. Maybe Jagannath Gopal Prabhu, this can be for you, or for, Manjari Gopi Mataji. If you is when you prepare for a class, and this is more of a in general, how do people think about this? I want to pick your brain. When you prepare for a class, do you prepare for the do you share your realizations in the class, or do you prepare with an eye on the audience to say, where is the audience? What will the audience like? What will they enjoy? Do you prepare it in that way? Um, what are some considerations? Are there any best practices on when you prepare for a class?
Manjari Gopi Mataji, you want to answer that?
I don't give much classes. This was my second class.
No, I mean, still, it's valuable.
But
Yeah, really, if you, yeah.
um, Proji, my realization is that I prepare classes like this was my second class, but I did that in a way that I prepared in a way that how I understood and what I understood. If I understood a few points, so I will share those points in the class. So that is my thing to do, and yes, that is what I do. Even if it is, even if there are only 2 or 3 points to share, I'll share just 2 or 3 points. So yeah.
No,
Thank you.
I'll also give the context of the question. Sometimes I attend Sunday morning Bhagavatam class, or I attend like the Sunday feast class, and sometimes there'll be a random person who will come into the Sunday morning Bhagavatam class who has never come to the temple before, and what is the speaker supposed to do in that context? If there's only one person who's brand new, and they know that the person is brand new, should they continue with the high, and it's typically Sunday morning Bhagavatam classes, at least in ISKCON Boston, tend to be pretty technical, and should they slow down? Should they pause? That was the context for my question. That's the reason I was asking the question.
So I'll share some thoughts, Prabhu. So I was actually contemplating when Mataji was also sharing about, like na Mataji ligatin na, please. So speaking, as far as a realization allows, and Sutta Goswami statement and everything, right? So I think there are two things. One thing is seeing our life through the eyes of Shastra, that is Shastra Chakshu, right? And then the other thing is the other way around, seeing Shastra through the eye of our experience. Okay, these two things are there, and these both things are valuable. I think that seeing our life through the eyes of Shastra and seeing Shastra through the eye of our experience, how much relevant is it to me and things like that. So I think both points are important, and now the thing is, when we do prepare for classes, at least this is what I do. It takes time to understand. So like, I have asked before also, like what kind of audience is there when I'm asked to give a class, and then depending on that, so you kind of try to hit a middle ground, because if you go too technical, then the newcomers won't gain much, or if you stay on the surface, then the devotees who are already there, they may not gain much from it. So maybe we intersperse the classes with both the aspects. So that way, it's a tough balance to achieve. And for me personally, it has taken time. Over time, I have understood that, even now I haven't understood actually, but at least my understanding of this has improved to an extent by talking to seniors like Gaur Kumar Prabhu, by sharing what kind of content I am planning to, share with the audience, with Gaur Kumar Prabhu, with other senior Vaishnavas, then getting feedback from them. Yes, you can do it like this is good, this may not be very relevant. And so that helps also, because if we don't know the audience that we are addressing, then the seniors will surely know, those who have been there in the community. So they will help shape our content properly. So yeah, that's all. Sorry, Gaur Kumar, do you want to add something here, or anyone actually? So many devotees are here, so many stalwart devotees are here.
I think you covered everything, Prabhuji. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. That was useful. Thank you.
Okay, so if actually Mataji's father is here, Mayapur Kirtan Prabhu.
Mahaprabhu Kirtan Prabhu.
Mahaprabhu Kirtan Prabhu. So sorry about that. But Prabhuji, do you want to say a few words?
I think he's also busy because he has to leave for office.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Prabhu. No.
I think my mother would have told him.
Yeah.
Okay.